This is the latest version of my commercial properties tracker. This is a very easy to use spreadsheet with no complicated setting up of accounts. And there are a couple of very nice new features which I'm going to talk about right now before I go over all the features of the spreadsheet. The spreadsheet now has an automatic CAM distribution, and in this all of your CAM expenses are getting automatically pulled in and distributed to each of your tenants based on their square footage. And this is for each month and for each quarter. This benefits both tenants and landlords because tenants can see exactly what the expenses are and what they're responsible for, so there are no unexpected surprises. And you as a landlord can choose to charge them every month or every quarter for all of the expenses, and you don't have to wait until the end of the year to recoup any unexpected increases in costs. There are now also CAM statements for each tenant, which you can print out or email for each month and each quarter. Let's look at all the other features of the spreadsheet. This is the dashboard, and here you get the year-to-date and the monthly overview of all of your income, expenses, and profits. You get it for the whole building as well as for each of your tenants by month and for year-to-date. And you also get a breakdown for each of your income categories for each tenant, such as rent, CAM, and so on. Then we come to your expense categories. You see all of your CAM expenses and any individual tenant expenses. And you have a graph over here to give a quick overview. To record income, expenses, and the security deposit, each unit or each tenant has its own tab. And the whole building also has its own tab. In the whole building tab, you would record any income related to the whole building, such as any vending machine income, signage income, parking fees, and so on. For example, say in April, we had $500 as vending machine income, and this is how we would enter it. You will see up on top there is a mini dashboard, and the income also gets recorded over there. In the whole property tab, you would also record all your CAM expenses over here. So say for May, we had electricity expenses of $1,000, and you choose the vendor as well, Eversource. You will see all of your CAM expenses get totaled up over here and also show in the mini dashboard over here. And if we go to the main dashboard, you'll see all of the income related to the whole building is summarized over here, and here are all the expenses. In addition to all your CAM expenses, such as electricity, janitorial services, maintenance, trash, landscaping, and so on, you can also record your non-CAM expenses related to the whole building. So say in May, we had taxes to pay of $1,500, and you'd record it over there. And you would see this in the main dashboard over here, taxes. The dashboard will automatically separate out all of your non-CAM expenses and CAM expenses. You can also record any owner payouts in the whole property tab. Simply enter the date, choose the payment type, and enter the amount. Now let's look at a tenant tab. This is where you would enter the income from tenants such as rent and CAM. Let's say CAM was due on April 1st. The amount due was $500, and we got paid on April 1st, $500. And you'll see the amount reflected in the mini dashboard above. Let's enter a payment for May 1st. Rent due is $7,000. Choose the category as rent. Now say she hasn't paid this yet, you will see automatically the balance due shows up as $7,000, and this will also show in the balance due tab automatically under ABC Bank 7,000. You can also record the security deposits you receive from your tenants in each tenant tab. You can record the date, the deposit received, if any deposit was withdrawn, and you get the balance over here. You can also record expenses related to that particular tenant in the expenses section. Say for example, there was a water and sewage expense just for that tenant, and you can record that over here. And you can record the vendor and notes. You can also record owner payouts for each tenant in each tenant tab. And all of the information from each tenant tab also gets recorded in the main dashboard. Now let's go over to the property settings tab, and over here is where you would enter the property names, addresses. You can enter the city, state, zip also if you like. This is where you would enter the square footage that each tenant is occupying, and the square footage percentage gets automatically calculated. You can enter the owner name and other owner information, any management contract information, fees in percentage or in dollar amounts. You would enter the tenant name, phone number, email if you like for your records. This is where you'd enter the lease start date, and this is your lease renewal date. And this automatically changes colors based on when the lease is set to renew. For example, if February 25 is the renewal date, it will turn yellow within 60 days of the date. For example, I'm recording this on January 12th. So if the date is, say, February 5th, it's going to turn yellow because this is within 60 days of the renewal date. And say the date has passed, say it was Jan 15th, it will turn red. The spreadsheet also automatically tracks rent increases and rent increase dates for you. Simply enter each rent increase date in this column, enter the percentage that you want the rent to increase, enter the current rent. This is the amount that by which the rent will increase, and this is where the rent increase will show when the next rent increase date has been reached. Currently this date has been set for October 17th. Say we set it to Jan 15th. You will see that the rent increase shows as 7,210 because this is the date that it's supposed to increase. You can also enter any deposits received from your tenants, any triple net payments from them, and this is where you can track automatically when your tenant's certificate of insurance is next due. This will turn yellow within 30 days of the renewal date and will become red when it's past due. A rent roll is also automatically generated from all the information from the property settings. So this is very neat to have if you want to keep a record printed out of all of the information for each unit, like square footage, move-in date, deposit, lease end date, rent per square footage, and so on. The spreadsheet also generates an automatic owner report, and in this you see the income, expenses, and profits for each month and any owner payouts. In addition to the automatic CAM distribution tab that I showed earlier, there is also a CAM reconciliation tab, and over here you would enter your estimated budgeted CAM. And this will automatically show what each tenant's share of the budgeted CAM is. Then it pulls in the actual CAM expenses automatically from the dashboard and shows you what each tenant's share of the actual CAM is. These are the CAM payments already received from the tenants, and this is the variance between the actual and the budgeted. The spreadsheet also has a taxes due tracker, and over here it tracks the due date. The date changes color according to how many days are remaining. So if the days remaining are less than 30, the date and the days remaining will turn yellow. When the date is past due, it will turn red. You can also enter the tax amount and any amount already paid, and the balance due will show automatically. There is also an insurance due tracker where the dates will change color according to how many days are remaining. I'm recording this on January 28th. So say the number of days remaining is going to be 0 in this case. You'll see the date has turned red and the number of days remaining is 0 and the days overdue is 16. You can also enter the insurance amount and insurance paid, and the balance due will show automatically. There is a maintenance schedule. You can customize this according to any maintenance items that you need to track for all of the units, and you can simply use a yes or a no to indicate whether any maintenance item has been taken care of. There is also a maintenance request tab in which you can enter any maintenance request from your tenants. Simply choose the tenant or the unit name, the date of the request, say it's Jan 30, who it was requested by, what the issue is, the priority level, again you can select this, who it was assigned to, the date it was completed, any pending work, and date to be completed, and notes. There is also a rent receipt template that you can fill out and print. You can also customize this with your own logo. In the vendor settings tab, you can maintain a list of 50 vendors. You can enter their name, contact information, and any other information you like. Going to the main settings tab, this is where you would enter your company name, address, and change the fiscal period. It is very easy to change all the income and expense categories. Simply go into any of the boxes and type over. For example, let's say we're going to change this to CAM, say light bulbs. And that's it. You can also change owner payout information, tenant payment options, priority levels for maintenance requests. As you can see, it's very easy. There is no complicated setup of accounts. Simply have to go in and type over. There is also a very neat property management report. You can also use it as a tenant report. Simply choose the month that you want to get the report for. Choose the unit. Let's choose ABC Bank, and you'll get all of the income and expenses for that month and for that tenant or unit. Let's choose tenant A, and you'll see you'll get everything for tenant A for the month of January. If we choose February, you'll get it for Feb. This spreadsheet can be used in both Excel and Google Sheets. All the features are available in both versions, except for the property management report, which is only available in the Google Sheets version. I hope you found this video useful. I hope you give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I will be leaving a link to the spreadsheet in the description and comment section below. You can also reach me at my website moneyusage.com. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll catch you on my next video.